we're here to tell you about my journey, my recent lifestyle change and my subsequent journey. Back in August, on the 28th of last year, I was diagnosed with diabetes. Not really a surprise. I had been pre-diabetic for some time before that, so I just hit the mark and made the grade on the 28th of August. And my doctor's pretty cool, and he said, I can put you on metformin, give you some medicine, and every so often you'll come in, we'll change your dosage, and you'll just live your life like that. Or you can change your diagnosis with your diet. I don't like taking medicine, so I chose to change my diet, and he put me on the ketogenic diet. Getting the diagnosis of diabetes was devastating to me. My grandmother was diagnosed with diabetes when she was in her 40s. She worked hard, she got the weight off, and then she died of a heart attack. And hearing that man tell me that I had diabetes scared me to death. And I made up my mind in that very moment that I wasn't doing that. I have 4 beautiful children. I have 2 precious grandchildren, not to mention a husband that I've had for almost 30 years. And I'm not giving that up. Not for sugar, not for anything in this world that I can eat and put in my mouth is worth giving up all of my people and my family. So I decided I'm done. This is it. I'm gonna make this work for me. I had been doing a little bit of research beforehand because the keto diet is so popular right now. And so I kind of had a very narrow basis of what to do. I knew I could eat meat, and I knew I could eat some vegetables, and I had to eat more meat than vegetables, and then I knew fat was okay. That's about all I knew. And so I went home and I made a piece of chicken and some broccoli. And I ate that for like 3 days straight because I didn't know what else to eat, and I really didn't have a bunch of groceries, and I wanted to make sure that before I made that first trip to the grocery store that I knew what I was going to be buying. So that bought me a little bit of time to do a little bit more research, have a game plan, get to the grocery store, buy good things for me to eat. The day that I walked into the doctor's office, I weighed 245 pounds. I know my A1C was 6.7, which is not hugely, grossly diabetic, but it is still over the mark of being diabetic. So I started losing weight pretty quickly. I think within the first 2 weeks, I think I had lost 15 pounds, just really rapid fire. When I went back to the doctor in December, on the 5th of December, I was down 37 pounds. My A1C level was at 5.7, which is the upper edge of normal. I wasn't even pre-diabetic stages anymore. I was the upper edge of normal. My triglycerides were cut in half, and I've been on medication for my cholesterol for almost 10 years now. And even medicated, my triglycerides have not been that good. And after this diet and sticking with it for 3 months, my triglycerides were in normal range and in half of what they were 3 months prior. Just last week went to the doctor for my second checkup. My A1Cs were 5.2, which is in the middle of where they want you to be, between the high and the low. I'm right in the middle. My cholesterol levels were excellent. My triglycerides, my fasting blood sugar, all of my blood levels were excellent. The doctor was super impressed. The one thing I'm now going to work on is building good cholesterol, which I don't have very much of. Never have, but I have to exercise to get that. So I'm going to earn my good cholesterol. I have lots of recipes to share, lots of websites that I go to find good recipes. There's a lot of them out there. Just because a recipe says keto does not mean that it's keto. So read it before you just start cooking, because there's a lot out there of people, I guess, don't understand what keto means, and therefore they use things that you're not supposed to. In a day, starting off, I either, most of the time now, I do the intermittent fasting, so I eat my last meal by 8 o'clock at night, and then I don't eat again until at least noon the next day. If I choose not to do that, I will usually eat a couple of eggs. I like my eggs over medium, not over easy. Over medium, a couple of pieces of bacon and half of an avocado. And for lunch, I will have something like a hamburger patty and maybe a couple of leaves of lettuce and some pickles. Sometimes I will have the other half of my avocado, just simply because they don't last very long whenever you cut them. And if not, I'll have that other half as a snack if I need to at any point in time during the day. At supper time, if I'm going to actually eat supper, I will usually have a piece of baked chicken, a thigh or a chicken leg, usually thighs, and some steamed broccoli or cauliflower. That's my favorite. I do make sure that I track my meals. Everything that I eat, everything that I put in my mouth, I track on my FitnessPal app on my phone. I keep really close tabs on it. Even if all of my macros are way out of proportion, I always make sure that my carbs, my net carbs are under 20. Most of the time, my total carbs are under 20. Again, I don't necessarily just strive to make that happen. It just does. It just happens that way. For me, I do 5% carbs. I do 20% protein and 75% fat. If you're using MyFitnessPal, it doesn't calculate net carbs, so the percentage that it gives you is off, because it only does your total carbs, and so it'll give you a percentage based off of your total amount of carbs that you ate. So if you had, say, 30 carbs, but you had regularly, I have 15 grams of fiber in that'll come off, so I only had 15 carbs net, but it'll still figure it at that 30, so it shows that you had way more. So you have to know to not pay so close attention to that percentage. Just kind of keep it in your head. Do math. Take the time to do the real math. Figure it out. It works. I am down 55 pounds. I'm now at 190. I still have a ways to go. I've been super excited. I have not been this weight, this size, in 25 or 30 years. Most of my marriage, I've been over 200 pounds. I actually hit a couple of plateaus. I hit one that was right around the 215 mark that I stayed for, I don't know, probably about 3 weeks. And that was super frustrating for me. I was getting closer to that time in December that I wanted to go to the that I needed to go to the doctor, and I really in my head, I just wanted to be down to 200 at that point. I wanted to be 45 pounds down in 3 months. I didn't make that. I was only 37 pounds down, but that was close enough. In the grand scheme of things, that was close enough. I just kept at it. I didn't get discouraged. In January, after I hit 198, I plateaued for the entire month of January. That scale did not budge, and I was getting super frustrated. But one of the websites that I go to get good recipes off of, she had posted at the beginning of January what she called a super clean keto challenge, a 30-day challenge. During that time, it kick-started me back again, and I lost 8 more pounds. 8 more pounds, that would be right, 198 to 190, 8 more pounds. So it kick-started me off again. I'm doing really well. And to be very honest, until the last 2 weeks, I haven't exercised at all during any of this. I went walking with Pat once, somewhere before Christmas. And that's the only exercise I've gotten in. So in the last 2 weeks, we've picked up yoga that we do just about every afternoon. And because of that, I'm building a little bit of muscle, And so my weight loss has kind of stopped again at the moment, but I do feel like in the next few days that'll pick back up after I get past this initial, I'm building some muscle, especially with the yoga. Wow, that stuff will kick your butt. Benefits from, I've noticed several benefits along the way of this keto diet. That I was eating, I don't know, 6, 8, maybe 10 Tums a day because I had indigestion constantly. It took me about 3 weeks to realize that in the time from the very first day that I started the keto diet, I never ate a Tums. And to this day, 6 months later, I have not ate the first Tums. I have not taken the one. And I even have a recipe that I would love to share with you, pizza soup. That it has pepperoni in it, and I love pepperoni pizza, but I had gotten to where I wouldn't eat it because it gave me such horrible indigestion. I just wouldn't eat it. I'm sleeping much better. I didn't realize really that I wasn't sleeping well until now that I'm sleeping so good that it has become so apparent to me how bad that I was sleeping. In that same breath, how much energy I have now and how good I feel now, that I didn't even realize I didn't have that energy before, and I didn't feel all that good before. I just didn't know. We will be doing some good recipes. I've been trying lots and lots of recipes. Some of them have been absolutely excellent. Some of them we've needed to tweak, and some of them were just simply not good. And I promise not to share those. If there's something that you want to see, let us know in the comments below. If you have questions, anything that I can answer for you, I will be happy to answer. The information is out there, but sometimes it's misleading or a little difficult to get to. Been trying some different products and things, and just as I find this information, I promise to share it every chance I get. But questions, comments, anything you want to see, a recipe you would like for us to try, let us know. Until then, see you, love you, bye.